Alright, so let's start again at the feet. What can we observe here?
Eversion on both.
Eversion on both? Okay. Can you, in this plane here, you can really tell if there's more of a calcaneal issue, right? If it's gonna be more like pronated, supinated, everted, inverted. What do you guys see with this calcaneus? It's kinda hard with the socks, but.
What do you mean by the what do you mean by
calcaneus? So like, perfect. So here we can have more of a tilt, right? In or out,
like if he's putting more
you see a little
pressure on
everted.
part of it than the other?
Yeah, so
like if he's pronated, then part of his calcaneus may be lifted.
yeah, the calcaneus can
the other.
be
So that's
more
pretty good,
inverted or everted.
I see.
Right, versus, and then you can tell, yeah, there you go.
I see,
Perfect.
okay.
And then you can have like eversion and inversion of the foot itself. Okay. Looks pretty even to me from this side, yeah. Alright, so let's move on. Is anything higher in the malleoli, the lateral?
About
the same. Okay, and what else can we tell from here?
The creases behind the knees.
Yeah, creases behind the knee. Any difference there?
I see makes the smiley face.
Is the left one a little, the right is lower? Higher? The left?
It looks like that left one's higher
Yeah, a little bit.
than
It could be
the,
because it's short.
the right.
Uneven too, though. It's like a visually disruptive.
Like
Yeah.
an illusion.
Yeah.
an illusion.
Just put them both up.
Get
that detail full.
So that, yeah, slightly.
Oh, nice.
What do you guys think now? Is it still? I think it's still slightly from this angle here. A little bit more. Good. All right, and then we can still see, right, if there's like varus or valgus in the knee here. Is one more than the other in that respect? More varus versus more valgus?
Like is right.
The right is slightly more varus than the left.
I feel
Do you
like
guys see
he's
that?
kind of off center to the line
and take
though,
a
because his
micro
gluteal
left.
cleft is not right where the plumb line is.
So like this way?
He needs to go to his left, just as right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would that change though, the varus and valgus?
Because now,
It just helps. It helps a little bit. Yeah.
because the right looked like it was more spaced out from the plumb line when he was not
Slightly.
lined
And
up.
he could probably be more abducted, right? Like just on this side, like his stance naturally. Then so moving up, gluteal fold. Here and here. Any difference there?
Left is a little higher slightly.
This
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. And then PSIS.
yeah. One is higher than the other.
Oh wow.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, left is definitely higher.
Oh my.
Wow.
Lucky,
The left is higher than the
you.
right.
Right here?
Yeah.
Left is higher than the right.
Higher than the right.
Okay, so what did we find? We found right ASIS was possibly a little bit, just a smidge higher, right? But left PSIS significantly higher. What about the iliums? Iliac crest, were those even? I think I thought we said that those were pretty even.
They were pretty even, yeah.
So what does that mean? That sounds pretty confusing, right?
The right ilium is rotated backwards and the left ilium might be rotated forward. So like a twisting maybe?
So yeah, there could be anterior rotation of the left ilium. There could be posterior rotation of the right ilium. Because there's a difference with how, like, if it was more symmetrical, the difference of ASIS lower on one side and PSIS higher on the other side, I would think maybe more rotational. There could be an slight upslip or downslip on one side that's also going into that, and if the gluteal fold was lower on the right, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Then that may have something to do with it, that's all theoretical. At this point, we would have to do other tests that you guys will learn later in spine courses, but if you're starting to understand that rotation of the ilium on the sacrum now, then, that's pretty good. So, ASIS height compared to ASIS height, but you also wanna compare to the PSIS, and that can tell you if there's an upslit, which would be the whole ilium's moving up or down, and then the rotation, is what we're talking about now. There also could be, I forget what the exact term is, but there could be like, almost like a internal rotation of the iliums, or an external rotation. Do you remember the actual term for that, Dr. Salazar?
And is it, are you talking about anteroversion and retroversion?
Yeah, so it's anteversion and retroversion would be like if the iliums kind of pointed in towards one another, or if they were kind of coming out away from each other.
So this is a good way to kind of explore later on what you need to be testing for and how to treat that. Okay, so moving up, what do you guys see muscle girth here? You got your paraspinals, you got your lats. Is one bigger than the other? What do you guys think? Pretty even? What about the folds here?
Greater on the left.
Greater on the left side?
Yeah.
A little bit. There's
Yeah.
more space.
Like it's like he's folding.
And then we can really tell the abduction here, right? With the arms.
Yeah.
Which one has a more of a gap?
Left.
The
Left side, yeah. And then what are we seeing in the scapulas?
Inferior angle.
Winging of
A little bit of winging, not too bad. Is there any difference
Yeah,
here?
look at right.
You can really
fall.
tell.
this. Right.
This one's
Yeah,
more
this one is
protruded
higher
than
than
this
the
one
other
here.
Yeah.
And then we figured out this side, right? Was a little bit more
Interlude.
protracted. And then upper trap.
Left was bigger, is that weird? No, it looks like
Looks-
that, yeah.
The left side was a little bit bigger,
Looks
yes,
a
that's
little
what we were
bit.
looking at.
So,
And-
we're talking about his right acromion being a little lower, correct? But the
Mhm.
right spine of the scap is a little higher.
Yeah.
So, why is that? What would be a nice theoretical guess?
Downward
Upward
rotation.
rotation or downward rotation?
Downward.
So if on the right side, the spine of the scapula is higher compared to the left, but the actual acromion is lower compared to the left, so what would you suspect would be
Oh.
causing that?
Like a tight lomboid, or the.
Pectoralis.
The vader scap would probably be the main muscle I would look at there. What else in the musculature is, we talked about, there are two folds that are almost parallel in height, but is there more than that, those two that we're just seeing?
Auxiliary one?
There's definitely axillary line, I mean, his,
Lats.
scapulars are fairly well defined from here. But do you see all the little bits of banding going across his back?
Yeah.
What would we call that?
If anyone says fat.
Let's say it's his back.
Extension?
No, you can see the lats in your traps.
I don't think it would be fat. He already told you something that can kind of clue you in, right? He's had kind of back issues before.
Oh.
Herniated disc, so he might have some instability, and that might be tone. So that might be like paraspinal, like there's just some possible resting tone, because he probably doesn't have the best postural stability control, so some of these muscles are probably overworked trying to stabilize his back.
Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
What he was talking about?
Does there's a bunch of little bands going
Yeah.
across. Some people will just have like one or two spots that you see it, but he has quite a few.
And what's that from? What muscles? Or
Muscle tone.
director spine?
Yeah, or spinals. Alright guys, so we got the shoulder blade out of the way, we got upper trap, what else? It's a little hard with his hair in the way, right, but we can definitely see if there's rotation, maybe his chin's rotated over to one side versus the other. We can again go into like the earlobes, and we can get the muscle girth from the cervical spine. Anything else? Slight extension. Okay. That'd be easier to see also in
Lateral.
yeah, the lateral. So here you can see the head tilt
Maybe like
side,
the distance
the
from
distance
ear.
from the earlobes to the upper trap, yeah. And rotation. Okay. Anything else, Dr. Parker?
I think we covered all
It
of
was
it.
a great
So
volunteer. Thank
I
you.
think we would then go and look